Well, hello everybody. Time once again for some more Guild Wars 2. We have an exciting update that populated today. Today is the 5th of March 2025, and what we have is an update to the next big patch coming. They're going to call Repentance. And so this is the next big phase, right? So it's the second large patch for Janthier Wilds. So studio update, Repentance is coming to Guild Wars 2. Greetings, Tyrians. We're thrilled to share details about the next update for Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds, Repentance, launching on March 11th. This chapter brings new trials and discoveries to Tyria, including a new map, Mistburn Barrens, a land where strange forces stir and long-buried Mursat secrets begin to surface. Prepare for battles that will challenge even the most seasoned adventurers, along with a host of other exciting updates. Let's dive in, shall we? So here's the little trailer for it. Oh, it's not going to play off the right audio source. That's hilarious. So you can watch that trailer they've got for it. It's only 1 minute and 20 seconds long. Picking up where Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds story left off in Godspawn, our allies have just finished their heroic battle against the Titans atop Mount Balrior. Ura, Decima, and Greer have been defeated, but this alone has not ended the blight that looms over Janthier. And our journey is not done yet. Not yet done. Upon Ura's death, she claimed that the door to the Titans entered Tyria through remains open. These words rattled Isgarin in waiting sorrow, who informed us that Mabon had cast a ward over Bava Nissos, the ruined Mursat city, to hide it and its dangers from the rest of the world. But with his death, that ward fell, and somewhere inside a Mistgate sits open. When work began on Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds, we knew that we would be exploring mysteries that had been teased since the release of the original Guild Wars, which we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of this year. From the fall of the Mursat at the Titan's claws to the many misdeeds of the White Mantle. These are some of Tyria's darkest, bloodiest moments. Now you and your allies must venture further into the Isles of Janthier to reveal these long-forgotten histories. Maybe, with this knowledge, we can cleanse Janthier once and for all. We've traveled from the comforts of home in Lowland Shore into the stormy, damp woods of Janthier Sintry. Now we must sail to the ruined home of the Mursat to figure out what Ura warned us of, starting out just outside of Bava Nissos in Mistburn Barrens. There's some pictures of it there. Okay. More of that similar style we've seen so far in Janthier Wilds. So taking forever to load. I wonder what that is. Whatever. So in the Mistburned Barrens, as the Tyrian Alliance sets out to explore the ruins of Bava Nissos, they face a uniquely hazardous environment. It sounds like a bad Star Wars character name, I'm not gonna lie. Even though hundreds of years have passed since the door of Komali was opened, the Barrens are still fraught with the remains of Mursat experiments in spectral agony, and long saturated with bloodstone magic and mistburn. The ghosts of the Mursat and their victims cling to the land, forever haunting this cursed place. To safely explore this grim landscape, the Tyrian Alliance has put together survey parties to unravel the mysteries buried within the crumbling corridors. Players will be able to participate in 3 unique surveys from the base camp at the ruin's mouth. To the north, players will reactivate an enormous dormant construct and use it to cross a spectral agony-flooded valley. Ooh. In the center, players will utilize Asuran golems to delve into an ancient library and investigate the mistburn that has spread across the Isles of Janthier. Players in the south will lead a procession of Tyrian Alliance members into a laboratory once utilized for bloodstone sacrifices and experimentation. From a design perspective, our goal is to ensure that any time a player enters the map, there are rewarding structured events that you can jump right into. Now to investigate the buzzing sound that scouts have reported emanating from the woods. That was a very terrible transition. New arrivals. Next week's Repentance update brings several exciting additions to Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds, including the highly anticipated challenge mode for the Mount Balrior raid. If you've been searching for your next raid challenge, this is your chance to join the race for World Force completion as guilds push the limits of coordination, strategy, and execution. And for those seeking the ultimate trial, the final boss, Ura, will be available as a legendary mode encounter on March 25th. We plan to stagger the release of challenge mode and legendary mode releases, like this going forward, to give ourselves an opportunity to address and counterbalance concerns before the legendary mode is released. Greer, the Blightbringer, will also make his debut in Mount Balriel Convergence, which will add variation to the final boss you encounter there. Expect familiar mechanics executed in new, unpredictable ways that will keep your group on their toes. It's a neat image, I guess. With the addition of a new map and story chapters, we're introducing the Mersat Shadowcraft Mastery track. For lore enthusiasts, we've recently explored Mersat history and its ties to Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds in a narrative team blog. We'll look into that later. If you're curious about the origins of the Mersat, this deep dive will provide insight into their role in the story and even offers hints about the upcoming Mastery track. New relics will also be available to further customize your builds. If you missed our recent developer stream, the Balance team showcased some of these new relics. Catch the full VOD on our Twitch channel. I don't support Amazon, so I don't support Twitch. And of course, a new release means new rewards, including updates to the Wizard's Vault and Twitch drops. Stay tuned for next week's blog, where we'll dive into all the details. Alright, so we got some stuff coming up. Here's some World vs. World updates. In the March 11th update, we're introducing a long-awaited quality of life improvement aimed at improving the visibility of World vs. World Guild membership. A new column in the Guilds panel's second tab will display an icon next to all members who have designated that guild as their World vs. World Guild. However, this information will only be visible within the guild you have personally selected as your World vs. World Guild. Looking ahead to the March 25th update, the World vs. World team is focused on refining the World vs. World reward system, tackling performance issues and implementing adjustments based on player feedback, along with other quality of life improvements. Several key changes are on the horizon, including consolidation of reward tracks to enhance accessibility, improved map currency acquisition via reward tracks, addition of a brand new World vs. World weapon set, new restrictions on Tactivator use for keeps in Stonemist Castle, tuning the health pool of Keep Lords, and updating victory points and skirmish values, refining how progress and success are measured in World vs. World. None of this matters to me, really. As a World vs. World main player, none of this matters, right? What I want is balance improvements and changes to boons and damage restrictions for some of the overtuned classes, professions. This is all afterthought stuff. They're not putting their effort into this right now. That's fine, I suppose. PvP push game mode. Late last year, we ran the first beta event for the new push PvP game mode, giving players a glimpse into our development process and an opportunity to provide feedback on our prototype. The event was well received, generating a wealth of player feedback through participant surveys. Since then, we've been working on updates to refine the mode based on that input. We're excited to announce that another beta event is planned for May 20th to May 26th, giving players another chance to experience the mode and share their thoughts. We'll reveal more details about the changes as we get closer to the event date. And here's their timeline coming up. Guild Wars 2 in the spring. While Repentance is only a week away, several festivals and bonus events are happening before the launch of our third Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds update later this year. Take a look at what's coming up this spring. So we have Repentance on March 11th, a raid update and quality of life, April Dungeon Rush event, Super Adventure Festival, Skills and Balance update, and then the World vs. World No Downstate Week, which is super fun. And then in May, we have the Return to End of Dragons event, the Roller Builder Racing Week, and the PvP Bush beta event. And those are all up there. And finally, as a reminder what's still to come in Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds during the final 2 updates, we have this handy content chart, right? So, we are on this one, which will release Repentance, and then we'll have the final one afterwards at some point. And all this, you can take a moment to look at this. So stay tuned to our social media channel for more info regarding Repentance. We'll be back next week with a launch blog covering the main features and rewards. Happy adventuring. All right, so yeah, so it looks like it'll be a moderately large in regards to that. I mean, I guess we can give this a read through. So in case you're not really familiar, new to Guild Wars 2, so the Mersats are a big part of, obviously, Janthier Wilds. They've been part of things in the past, like Heart of Thorns and stuff like that. So Studio update, Repentance is coming to Guild Wars 2. We read that one. Here's the Unseen. This came out a week ago. The Unseen Ones, a primer on the Mursaat. Our second major update for Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds is coming on March 11th, and we'll be sharing many details about what to expect soon. Today, we'd like to spend some time recapping the lone lore surrounding the nefarious and mysterious Mursaat. Brushing up on these stories will help set the stage for upcoming release. But with that in mind, there are some story and lore spoilers in this blog, so proceed with caution. So, spoiler alert. Ancient rivalries. The Mursaat are a species of powerful spellcasters, there's one there, with a long and shadowed history in Tyria. These tall humanoids possess elongated bodies, preferring to float ominously rather than walk. Alongside the dwarves, Jotun, Forgotten, and Seers, the Mursaat are known as an elder race of Tyria, the beings who preceded and survived the rise of the Elder Dragons before the events of the original Guild Wars. In those ancient times, the Mursaat and Forgotten allied to subdue Zhaitan, but their efforts failed, and the Mursaat resented the other elder races for pulling their support away before the fight had even begun. Sometime after the Elder Dragon returned to their slumber, the Mursaat and the Seers waged war for thousands of years, until the Seers were all but extinct. During that war, the Mursaat began using a terrible weapon called Spectral Agony, which killed its victims while causing them indescribable amounts of pain. Sounds fantastic. Sounds like my experience in college. The rise of the White Mantle. After learning to hide from those without the gift of true sight, the Mursaat began manipulating Tyrian events in secret. Lazarus the Dire was a powerful Mursaat who was instrumental in helping his people influence members of the other sentient races of Tyria. The Mursaat were particularly interested in keeping the Flameseeker prophecies, which foretold their own eradication by the Titans, from becoming reality. Lazarus chose the human Saul D'Alessio to form the White Mantle in an effort to rule Kryta as puppets of the Mursaat. The Mursaat helped the Krytans battle against the Char when they were outnumbered and desperate. The assistance came at a price, however, and the Mursaat killed any they deemed unworthy, leaving only the most stalwart zealots alive. Saul realized this too late, and these gods were not the salvation he prayed for, and he was taken away by his unseen masters. Even after Saul's abduction, the Mursaat used their White Mantle puppets to commit horrific sacrifices in an attempt to keep the door of Komali shut and prevent the Titans from emerging. One site of these atrocities was Gavril, a human village in Janthier Century, the residents of which the White Mantle had subjugated. When the village was emptied, the Mursaat turned on their White Mantle sycophants. Ultimately, the Mursaat failed, the door of Komali was opened, the Titans emerged, and the Mursaat fell. Mastering Mursaat's Shadowcraft. The Mursaat practiced a kind of magic called Shadowcraft, which allowed them to travel through a shadowed pocket of existence within Tyria. Using Mursaat mirrors, they were able to travel long distances in a short amount of time by passing through the shadowed realm. A new mastery line in the next major release will allow the Wayfinder to tap into the same magic after learning more about the Mursaat and exploring the outer ruins of the great cities. Exploring the Mistburned Barrens. During the events of Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure, we learned that the Mursaat do not originate from Tyria at all, but in fact came from Nyos, a realm of dreams. We also discovered that the Mursaat weren't entirely extinct, as we were introduced to Mabon, a senior member of the Wizards Court and our only known Mursaat ally. In the next major release for Guild Wars 2 Janthier Wilds, the Wayfinder will explore the ruined outskirts of Bava Nissos, an ancient Mursaat city built on the battlegrounds where Mursaat Seer wars finally ended with the Seers defeated. With the enemies gone and the human gods withdrawn from the world, the Mursaat thrived in Bava Nissos until the door of Komali opened. Shortly after that, the Titans attacked and destroyed the city. Mabon, as one of the last remaining Mursaat, had cast a ward over the ruins to preserve its memory, but that ward fell after his death. The city's secrets are now unearthed for all to see. There is much to be learned about the Mursaat from the newly accessible remnants of Bava Nissos. Studying their last home may provide deeper insight into who they were as a people. Make sure to check back in for more updates. So yeah, and the next update was this one we just talked about. So that's what we have coming here in Guild Wars 2. So if you don't know, this statue in Lion's Arch, which is right here on the map, you can talk to, and you can select what music plays. It's kind of a fun little aspect. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Be good people, make good decisions out there, and remember, only you can prevent Tyrian Mursaat massacres. Take care. Bye.